Watch CBS News chief election and campaign correspondent Robert Costa is here and joins us now. Bob, good morning.
Good morning.
So both candidates are making a play out west for Latino voters. What are you hearing from the Trump camp about their concerns from the fallout of that Madison Square Garden rally?
There are concerns among top Republicans about his message on this front, but at the same time, they believe that his position on immigration is enough to make inroads with those who came here legally in the Sun Belt and other parts of the country. Democrats, meanwhile, see a lot of outrage among Puerto Rican Americans and others, of course, Americans, and they see an opportunity to say, look, let's consolidate around Vice President Harris.
Bob, you've covered campaigns for a long time. You talk to people who work on campaigns. Can you tell our audience and us what we should expect in these closing days ahead from the campaigns and what we'll see out here in public?
So it almost seems like hopscotch when these campaign planes are going around the country. They're in state after state, sometimes 3 to 5 stops a day, if not more. They're trying to reawaken their bases in each respective party. They're also trying to reintroduce themselves to voters. Some voters really, I know we've been paying attention, it seems like years to this campaign. Some voters don't start really paying attention until this final weekend. So you're going to see a return to core messages.
Bob, we've also seen President Trump talking about almost foreshadowing the possibility of cheating in Pennsylvania. Why do you think he's doing that? What do you think their internal polling
He said they already started cheating in Lancaster. That's a direct quote. I was surprised to hear that.
And the Trump campaign has actually already filed a lawsuit in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. They're raising concerns about how the vote process is taking place in the state. And you saw going back to 2020, Trump has raised questions about Pennsylvania.
There's no evidence of it, so does it suggest he's sowing doubt because they don't like the internal polling they're seeing? They're losing Pennsylvania?
Well, you see, there is some concern among Republicans about the senior vote in Pennsylvania and elsewhere, and they want to make sure that they're getting the Republican turnout in the suburbs of Philadelphia and Pittsburgh that they need in order to win the state, coupled together with his support among rural and exurban voters. We are all bracing for a possible contested election after Tuesday because you have lawyers lining up to fight potential defeats in certain key states.
All right.
You mentioned a hangover this morning.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You're saying that is from both sides. Bob, clarify that last point.
Well, you see the Trump campaign is raising doubts about the election already. You're not seeing that from the Harris campaign. But you see Republicans across the country have gone back to 2020 and say this is an unfair system. Trump has not conceded the 2020 election. All of that hovers over this current election.
All right, so the lawyers are gearing up in the final stretch and in the days after.
Sharpening pencils.
Yes, exactly. Bob Costa, always great to have you, my friend. Thank you very much. Watch CBS News on election night from our headquarters in New York City and with our teams across the country. Join us for real-time results, analysis, and exclusive polling. Coverage begins at 4 p.m. Eastern on our CBS News 24/7 streaming channel and at 7 p.m. Eastern on the CBS television network.